Elite cavalry factions with healing is not immediately what springs to mind when you think of Nurgle, but with the recent buffs to Chaos Knights of Nurgle, I say recent, it was in, I believe, 3.0 when they had their speed reduction removed, so they're now just as fast as any other Chaos Knights, can offer a pretty solid unit. I mean, 57 melee defense, poison, and 120 armor plus healing makes them a very tanky mobile unit. One of the tankiest mobile units in the game, certainly. Today we've got 3 of them in this replay against with Nurgle up against the Chaos Dwarfs. And we've got some Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes here, of course, for Nurgle. Lots of Great Weapon Marauders and Soul Grinders. So all armor piercing here. I guess besides the Knights who don't have armor piercing, which is fine. We've also got the Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle on horseback. As for the Chaos Dwarfs, Sorcerer Prophet of Hashut, some Goblin Cutthroats, and Sneaky Gits, Orc Laborers, and yeah, that's basically it. Mostly a cheap front line there, with some Fireborn to back them up. A little bit far out of position. We've got a Bull Centaur, and a couple of Great Weapons as well. They definitely need to catch up to that front line so they can support them properly. As this engagement gets underway, I believe this replay is from Lenorm. We'll have to check that a little bit after the fact. I apologize. But let's operate off that assumption for now. Maybe it's not, but the Knights of Nurgle actually get a pretty nice uphill charge despite everything. They're going to use their mass to kind of bully these Hobgoblins here. I do think Chaos Knights could do with not the exact same treatment as Grail Knights, because I don't think they need a tier upgrade, but maybe just a reduction in model count. Give them splash attacks so they can operate a little bit better, mostly just because their unit models are so big. Sometimes they have a tendency to kind of get in their own way, but here they actually just pummel the Sneaky Gits on this side. The Bull Centaurs are going to counterattack immediately, but at 2v1, I'm not sure with the Nurgle Knights. That's a lot of heavy cavalry for them to deal with. Meanwhile, on the far side, the Chaos Dwarfs are faring much better. The Bull Centaurs here with the Toruk, Kadai have broken through basically all of the Marauders and should be able to start pushing up and threatening that Soul Grinder here, so Nurgle's going to be relying on this central cavalry push, this flank now of the Marauder Horsemen as well, getting up and around, maybe trying to chase some of these routing units away so they can't come back. But yeah, that Bull Centaur up on the top of the hill getting multi-swarmed by angry Chaos Knights of Nurgle. They get taken out in a big hurry, but a little bit of a magic missile there is going to unleash its triple vortex, kinda? No? Oh no, that's just a shooting attack from the Sorcerer Prophet, that's right. Anyway, Kadai Fireborn are going to charge in here now. It's a little bit rough, though. They don't have a ton of support units. Again, this Bull Centaur is a little bit far out of position for the time being. Definitely be better to maybe just pull these units back. I mean, I guess he does have the Toruk himself here, and they are now threatening the Sorcerer Lord. He's going to have to escape this situation if he can. Thankfully, his Knights are right on station to countercharge in, throwing axes from the side as well. Man, I love the look of the Nurgle Knights as well. They just look absolutely fantastic for the most part. Centaur and the Kadai, though, are quite a match for them. Chaos Knights are once again going to try and pull away. They don't have the most charge bonus in the world, but 44 is certainly enough that they do want to cycle charge if they can. And with that 70 speed plus the poison imparted on their enemies, they definitely can cycle charge in this situation. Soul Grinder also has been doing some beautiful positioning, staying mostly out of combat, but still just, yeah, keeping away from too many enemy threats, like those Centaur Great Weapons. And another kind of cycle here. Nurgle Knights charging out, Nurgle Knights charging in. I do have to say, their axes kind of remind me of the Kadai axes, actually. Kind of dual-sided handheld battle axes, but the Kadai are definitely going to be a tough opponent here, especially with their flaming attacks reducing any healing imparted onto the Knights, which I haven't really been keeping good track of the spells, to be honest, but let's assume some of them at least have been getting healed. And also trying to clean up some of these support units on the side, trying to allow these horsemen to throw. And it's actually pretty interesting, especially the use of the Knights plus the horsemen, right? It's like a mobile front line, back line of traditional infantry cavalry, or sorry, infantry skirmisher, except instead of infantry, they're all cavalry, right? So you have like a sword and shield kind of main line, and then your skirmish line behind, right? In a more traditional fashion, just all mounted on horses, which has been working out pretty well here. The Soul Grinder also fits perfectly into that kind of mindset, as it's very similar, right? It's a hybrid melee shooting, mobile, can do both alongside those cavalry. And then the Marauder are basically just a big line of distractions, more or less. That's how it ended up working out here, and so far it's looking okay, but a little bit of danger here. The Sorcerer Lord is having to pop Fleshy Abundance on himself. That Crown of Everlasting Conquest is not enough to keep him healed up against the Bull Centaur. And a few of these Tattered Knights who have healed a decent amount, it looks like, are trying their best to keep the Bull Centaur pinned in, get him distracted, and get that Sorcerer Lord away, who's getting pretty close to his own healing cap. So, I mean, Chaos Dwarfs have been taking some damage, but their own Lord is completely healthy, and they've been doing a lot of damage to the enemy character, but this Bull Centaur also is starting to take some damage as he tries to pull away. That poison is going to slow him down significantly, where the Knights could keep up with him if they chose, but instead it looks like they're going to try and detach here, perhaps. Nope, move back in. Nurgle Sorcerer Lord himself is going to bravely just tank out the damage in this combat for a minute as the throwing axes all focus fire on the Toruk. Try and get him taken out. We've got Knights charging in from behind, and suddenly he kind of realizes the ruse and tries to get him out of there, but he is taking significant damage in that combat. Sorcerer Prophet and the Kadai are now charging in as well. And these Knights are quite healthy. This unit in particular, 250 kills and decent amount of their HP left as well, so doing a great job of clearing up those chaff units in the various scattered parts of the battlefield. Bull Centaurs are still quite dangerous, though, even wounded as they are, but there's a decent amount of ammunition on these throwing axes, although that should be probably all put into the Sorcerer Prophet or the Kadai. Kadai are getting close to where they'll get real leadership, but I'm not sure. It looks like some of that was also put in the Bull Centaur, trying to finish him off. Yeah, I might even just put them on fire at will, and they can shoot at whatever targets are left, because at this point, it's pretty much all high-value stuff that you need to finish. The Sorcerer Prophet is relatively dangerous. He's a pretty decent combatant, but with the Soul Grinder still here, 2v1, the Soul Grinder and Chaos Sorcerer Lord should have no problem, as long as they can take out these other support units for the Chaos Dwarfs. So let's see. Nurgle Horseman going to charge in, get a nice surround. Bull Centaur only has 70 armor, so he will actually take damage in a surround from these guys. Sorcerer Prophet also charges in. Centaur is just fighting for the time being. It looks like other units peeled here to finish off the last of the Hobgoblin support. Soul Grinder getting tangled up in the Kadai, opening them up for a really nice rear charge opportunity here, potentially. Let's see if Nurgle falls up. Yep. It's definitely the right call, absolutely. And it doesn't look like the Soul Grinder has orders to turn and fight, even though it definitely should in this situation. But finally, the Kadai's time has come. They're going to face off against their Knight foes once more. And in the snow melting under them, they'll feel the wrath of the Plague Lord. Just kidding, they're going to pull away one more time. Nice Fecundity heal. Wants to hit all these units. We'll definitely run within range to get the heal as efficient as possible. Hits all of them, gives a nice little vigor refresh as well, but not going to end up mattering. Chaos Dwarf player is going to throw in the towel there, which, you know, considering how healthy the Soul Grinder was, it was basically just Sorcerer Prophet left. I do think Soul Grinder plus Chaos Sorcerer Lord definitely kills this. So just by that threat alone, these two pretty much pay for themselves. The Knights also do a great job. I mean, one of them tactically doesn't quite pay for itself, technically on value, but tactically is just amazing. I mean, 286 kills cleaning up chaff. The other two just straight pay for themselves on value, which is fantastic to see. Yeah, love to see some good heavy cavalry action, even if it comes from Nurgle, especially when it comes without Kugath, I should say. Yeah, the Nurgle Horsemen also doing great, and I really love these two working in tandem, like I said. The Marauders also glorified meat shields, but some of them actually do okay. For the Chaos Dwarf side, the Kadai Fireborn did really good. I might actually take, like, more of them in this matchup. I don't know. Bull Centaurs are also pretty good as well, but considering the Nurgle's kind of weakness in general to fire damage, and I don't know, just I feel like Kadai Fireborn could be pretty decent here overall, especially when synergizing with the Lord Fire or Heshut in the case here. And not too much else to say, really. Just a fun one, and definitely enjoyable, yeah, from Lenorm, so I appreciate that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching. If you do like this sort of content, be sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. Every time I upload a new video, you'll be notified. Thanks again, we'll see you next time.